What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Gabby and I am your new makeup bestie. I know it has been some time since I have last done a makeup video, but I have bought a lot of new products since then, so we're just gonna jump right in. Before I apply any makeup on, I do want to go in with skincare, and I've been really into the Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. I use this twice a day, in the morning and at night, and it leaves my skin feeling super glowy. I already washed my face earlier, and this is the second step. After you wash your face, you go in with a toner. And this one just feels so good on the skin. I'm just gonna add a little bit more because my skin has been dry as always. Not as dry as it usually is, which is nice, but the season's starting to change. Fall is slowly approaching, so I gotta show my skin some extra love. I did like a face mask last night, so my skin already feels super hydrated, but it is almost time of that month and I'm already getting some hormonal acne. After the toner, I'm going to use this serum. This is the e.l.f. Skin Thirst Burst Drops. I really like this. It's for dry, oily combination skin. It reveals a juicy, radiant complexion. Honestly, when I put this on, it does feel like my skin looks super dewy. And I don't know if you can see on here, but it kind of has a little bit of like shimmer to it, but it doesn't leave shimmer on your skin. But it does make your skin look super glowy. Skincare is just so important because that's honestly how your makeup is going to stay put, is if you really do a good skincare routine before you start going in with your makeup. This is where I usually go in with the moisturizer if I'm going to bed, but we are doing our makeup, and when I'm doing my makeup and doing my skincare prep, I like to use a primer that has hydration in it, so I can skip the moisturizing part and just go into a moisturizing primer. This is brand new to me. I think this launched earlier in the year, and it's supposed to help moisturize your skin following your skincare routine. So we did our skincare routine. Now we're gonna go ahead and go in here. This is a multifunctional hydrating primer. It does have SPF 50 in it. With ectoin, I don't know if I'm saying that word right, and niacinamide, suitable for all skin types with no white cast. So this is the first time I'm trying this guy. This is what the bottle looks like. So I'm just gonna add, should I shake the bottle? Maybe I should shake it because it has SPF in it. This is apply liberally 15 minutes before sun exposure. Oh, okay, well, there it goes. I think I could just take some of that. Ooh, it smells clean. Look how glowy I look. Okay, skin is doing its thing. As you can see, my face is prepped and primed. We are ready to go in with foundation, and I'm going to go in with a new foundation. Not new to the market, but new to me. I have never used this Bobbi Brown foundation, but it was part of the Ulta Beauty 21 Days sale, so I had to pick it up. It took the associate a while to match me. She could not find the shade that went with my skin tone, and this was the closest one we found, but even then I feel like it was maybe a little too light. So if this is way too light, then I'm just gonna go in with a different foundation. I like to pump on the back of my hands versus going straight into the skin, and then I like to work my brush into the product and then apply to the face. Oh, she did a good job. This does not look too bad. So this is the Weightless Skin Foundation. It does have SPF in it. It's seamless Mildum. Guys, I cannot speak clearly. It is seamless medium buildable coverage with staying power for semi-matte blurred finish. No touch-ups needed. Well, I'm going to a concert tonight, so that's exactly what I need. Something that's gonna stay put. I kind of dig this foundation. Look at the coverage. It looks actually pretty good. I'm glad I got this foundation. She is pricey, so I got her for 50% off. Guys, you guys have to take advantage of that Ulta sale when they have it, because 50% off. Makeup is never 50% off, really. Especially not these high-end products. Oh, I hate when my hair gets all up in my face when I'm trying to do my makeup. I know I should have had my hair pinned back, but I didn't feel like it. So this is what I get. I'm also super obsessed with the Morphe brushes. I did a video on it, so if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it, because these brushes I have not been able to put down. I kind of traded all my brushes off for the new Morphe ones. This foundation also does not feel cakey at all. Guys, what is happening to my hair? I cannot. And I blow dried it. It's so frizzy right now. This looks good. It feels good on the skin so far. So we're gonna see how it lasts throughout the day. But so far, just how it feels on the skin, it feels super good. I had my MAC Studio Fix right on standby in case that Bobbi Brown one didn't go well, but I like it. And the color match, she did a really good job. So it took her a while, but she got the shade spot on. I'm going to just do my brows a little bit. I try not to go in too much or too heavy with product here, but I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade medium brown. I like to start in the very bottom inner corner and just kind of outline that bottom and then do slight strokes upwards. And I go in with a light hand because I don't want it to look too harsh. And then I go in a little harsher at the tail. It's okay if it's darker in the tail, but I like to keep that inner corner of my brow a little more lighter and natural. And then I do like to brush upwards a little bit, and then to the side I brush my tail down. We're gonna do the other side. Alright, I feel good with how those brows look. So next I'm going to go in with a concealer. I have the Bare Minerals Pro 16 Hour Wear. I've already used this one other time, and I don't know, maybe because it's a new concealer, I'm used to the Tarte Shape Tape, or I've been using the Ulta Beauty concealer, LA Pro. I've been using that concealer as well. And the Maybelline one, but this is definitely new. It does have SPF 25 in it as well. I don't know, maybe it's the shade. I think it's the shade. I don't know. But this is the second time I'm gonna use this, so I'm gonna give this a go, and I grabbed a ton of product. So I'm just gonna go in super light. I did put a lot on my under eyes, but oh well. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques Brightening Concealer brush. I use that to blend on the outer part of my eye, and then for the inner corner of my eye, I actually recently picked up the Morphe brush because the other ones were freaking amazing. So I picked up this M132 concealer brush, and I really like the shape of this because, do you see how that looks? It's like slanted, and it is very dense, so it helps get right in that inner corner. Because usually with these brushes, when I blend out, it gets all into like my eyelid and my crease and like, I don't know what is that, the teardrop, and I just don't like how it looks. So I picked this guy up and now I use these two together. Maybe it was the foundation I used that day or something that just was making my concealer feel off, but I mean, I'm not hating the shade or how it feels. Again, this is my second time using this, so I think that you have to try a product more than once before giving out a recommendation, but I mean, it's concealing pretty nicely. I do take the concealer straight up like on the side of my eye here and down like to the corner of my nose. And just blend, blend, blend. My nose has been a little patchy though, so I'm just gonna take that excess product and add some more. And then this is where I go in with this concealer brush. I'm gonna get a little more close to my mirror here, and then just blend that inner corner. So that is blended out, and what I've learned is to just kind of let your concealer sit on your face for a little bit. You don't have to set it right away because your concealer is going to naturally crease, and it's just right before you put on the setting powder is when you go back in with your brushes to smooth out any of those lines that have creased right underneath your eye before you set your under eye. Because if you're setting it, you're going to set all those creases. As you can see, like, there are already a few lines here that are going to crease or that are creasing. So just before I set, I'm just gonna let it sit for a moment, and while I'm letting that sit, I'm going to do my contour. So I have the Morphe, this is the Shape Lifter Micro Contour Stick. I really love this because it is so tiny where you can get around your nose, and that's exactly where I contour. I kind of start off right in the bottom corner of my eyebrow, and I just start drawing that out on my face, down my nose. I don't get too harsh there. And then I kind of draw a little bit here on my cheeks. I like to draw a little bit on my forehead. Just kind of those parts where I want some warmth. I know, it looks crazy, but it just blends out so beautifully. I've already used this one a few times and I have not stopped using it. This one is in the shade, does it have a shade? I think it's in the shade Sculpted. Yeah, I think it's in the shade Sculpted. And then I'm going to take my Morphe M242 and just start blending that upwards. You see how beautifully that blends? It is so pretty. It is gorgeous. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Look at how pretty. 1000% recommend this product for you guys. It's just one that I've recently gotten too. I believe Morphe just came out with those not that long ago, and they are so good. Non-stop in my rotation. I should put on the headband, I know, but I'm going rogue today. Just letting my hair be free. Look at all that warmth that I just added into my face. Then I'm taking this It Cosmetics. It's actually a limited edition brush here, but I really liked it for my nose. I think originally it's for eyeshadow. Yeah, it says shadow here on the side, but I just really like it for my nose, so that's what I use it for. And this is part of their holiday collection. It's all blinged out, super cute and dramatic, like me. You can even use this like contour stick as a shadow. Like if you just draw a little bit here, which actually whatever excess I have on this brush, I'm just gonna just blend into my eye, because like it's such a pretty color and just adds warmth to your face. That is it. Look at that. Nose and face are looking snatched, and we're not even done yet. I also picked up during the 21 Days of Beauty the Polite Society Polite Pops. So these are brand new. I don't think they're new to the market, but they're new to me. Whenever I say new, they're new to me. Everything you love about a powder blush and the convenience of a stick. Soft matte formula creates a luxurious sensorial experience when applied, combining effortless blendability of a cream with the look and feel of a powder. My sister already tried hers and she loved it. She was raving about it, so I'm excited to try this too. Look how cute it comes in, like a little chubby stick. This one is the Malibu shade. I still don't know which one I'm going to use, but this Malibu shade had a shimmer to it. And then here is the shade Paris. This one's a little bit more pinky, and this one has more of that like pink orangey tone, but honestly they look a little similar. It feels exactly like a powder. I don't think you can kind of tell, maybe you can, but this one is the Malibu shade, and then this one was Paris. So then, do you use this underneath your makeup or over as a powder? Or both? I don't know. We're just gonna try it. I'm going to do Paris. So I'm just going to use my Morphe M204 and blend in that blush. It is not so like in your face super bold powder, which are blush, which is nice. Okay, I like it. I like it, Polite Society. Okay, now that I have that on, I'm going to go back in with my brush and just tap in that concealer that has settled in. And then going back in with that concealer brush, tapping that in to get rid of any creases that formed underneath my eye. And I just do feel that when I do this, when I let that concealer just sit and then I set it, it just feels a little bit more blurred, like it has that blurring effect to it. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Blur Faction, and this one is in the shade Translucent Light. I'm going to use this dual-sided powder puff by Morphe. It is to the point. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of that setting powder, tap it on the back of my hand, and then go right into the under eye to set that. I like to tap it in the back of my hand because I don't like to go in with like super harsh under eye powder. If that is your thing, by all means go right in, but I just like to have a little bit more control of the product that I apply on the face, so I just tap it on the back of my hand first. So this is the side that is set. It's set so beautifully. I'm obsessed with this setting powder at the moment. The difference, you can definitely tell. I like to add a little bit on my eyes because I have oily eyelids. I also like to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder in the shade Light. And I take a flat foundation brush and I just take a little bit of product and I just like to sweep it right underneath the eye for some additional just like mattifying staying power, honestly. And when I do this, I just feel like I get a very blurred effect when I apply this right over my setting powder. Okay, then I'm going to set the cream contour with the Laura Mercier Bronze Color Fusion. I like to go in with this guy because it is super light. It's not too harsh because that color underneath already has so much warmth to it that I do a lighter bronzer on top. And that is that. I'm still going to go in with a blush. I'm going to do the Kaja Play Bentos in 2.5 Dolce Cappuccino. And the first bento here is a really cute pinky shade. And I'm going to apply that right on top of our blush. I'm going to use the M201 powder blush. I'm just going to pick up a little bit. And just tap it on to the high points of my cheeks. I have kind of gotten away from adding blush on my nose, but I started adding it on my chin. I don't know why, I just feel like it adds like a really nice color to it. I don't know. All right, I am done with complexion. I'm going to dust off my Huda Beauty nude palette. She's old, she's a little old, but I love the colors in here. They still blend out so nicely. So I'm going to do a nice little soft eye look tonight. At least that's what I'm going for. But once I start going into the eyes, I kind of lose control there. I'm gonna go in with the shade Bare and just apply it all over my eyelid as the base. I did not go in with a concealer or anything underneath my eye. I know, but I'm going rogue today. You can definitely do like a concealer and then set with this base, or there's some eyeshadow bases that you can usually use to put underneath your eye, but honestly, I don't think I have an eyeshadow base currently. I haven't done my eyeshadow in a long time, but I feel like bold eye and eyeshadows are just they're gonna make a comeback. I feel it. Then I'm going to go in with the shade. What do I want to do? Do I want to do like a brown or a purpley? So I'm going to go in with the shade down here. This is the shade Teddy, and I'm going to use that into the crease. It is such a pretty color. This palette overall is a favorite of mine. I actually do not have any other Huda Beauty palettes, but this one for sure has been a fave. I'm sure there's other great palettes out there, but this one for me has been a go-to since I got back into doing my eyeshadows. Now I'm going to go in with this shade here, and this is the color Raw. It is pretty pigmented, so I just like to add a little bit just on the outer corner here, just to set it for now. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Focusing just on the placement of the product first before I go in to blend it into the crease. Okay. And then I just blend that out, focusing and staying on the outer corner of my eye, and then slightly making my way into the crease. Eyeshadow used to be super intimidating, and it was at first. And I'll be honest, like my first few looks, I felt like I was looking a little crazy raccoon eyes, but I feel like the more you get in there and the more you play with colors, the easier it gets. I still feel like I have a lot to learn when it comes to just eyeshadows and the way that colors blend together. I don't feel like I have that keen eye, but I think the more that I get into my eyeshadow palettes again, I think that'll start coming. I usually stick to neutrals. That's what feels safe and familiar to me. Getting into like funkier colors, I feel like that gets intimidating. When you start doing like blues, greens, which I've done before and it's come out nice, but I feel like I can do better. I'm going to go back into the shade Teddy and just smooth that out and just blend that together. There's not a lot of fallout with this palette, which is nice. So I don't feel like it messes up my concealer at all. I'm feeling a little dramatic today. So I think, yeah. So I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade here. This is in the shade Kinky. And I'm going to get a flat eyeshadow brush. Just pick up a little bit of that and tap it into the inner corner of my eye. I sometimes like to wet this to pick up a little bit more and have kind of like that wet eyeshadow look, but I'm gonna keep this a little subtle today. I'm easing my way back into shadows, slowly but surely. This is definitely giving fall. It's a nice little fall vampy look. You can definitely do like a dark lip with this too and it will look so pretty, but I think I'm gonna keep it neutral. One more time, I'm just gonna take that brush that we use the shade Teddy with, and I'm just again smoothing out that crease so I have no harsh lines. And that is that. You can go back in with concealer and clean it, but I feel like I did a good job with placement where I don't need to go in and clean it with concealer. Doesn't always happen, but today was that lucky day. Then I have Buxom. This is their new liner and shadow stick. It is called Flipside. This is in the shade Burgundy Bestie. So it's nice because it has a liner on one side and then eyeshadow shade on the other. Oh, this one's a little purpley. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, this was actually a nicer shadow. Oh, you can't see it. Let's see. Look at guys. Hold on. I need to pick up more product. I should have used this for the inner corner of my eye. Look at that. It looks so pretty. Oh well. Next time. Next makeup look. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I'm going to do Petal Pink instead because this is a nice brownish liner and I'm going to use that for my waterline. I didn't want to do black, I just wanted to keep it a neutral brown. It's actually more of a pinky shade. It kind of looks brown, but it's very pinky. Oh, I took out a lot of product. I don't want that to break. I don't hate it though, it actually looks pretty. This is nice because it kind of matches my eyeshadow that I have. I'm not going to do a wing liner. Let me just see what it looks like with mascara. And then I'll draw on some lashes. Yeah, I'm not doing eyeliner today. Just on my waterline. For mascara today, I'm going to do Dibs. This is new, but I've used it so many times since it launched. It is such a cool concept. You have one side, which is your primer. I really love the brush too. So this is the primer side. It does have like a brownish shade. And then this side is the mascara side. Also very obsessed with the brush. So I'm going to prime first with this side. Also, if you haven't used their contour and blush duos, I believe they're the Desert Island ones. That one is so good too. I use it when I'm doing like my makeup super quick. Sometimes I just use that with no foundation, no other product, just that, and it looks so beautiful. It's like perfect for a no makeup look. We are primed and now going in with mascara. So pretty. So pretty. I feel like it just gets my lashes so nice. Hello, volume. Okay, that is that. Now I need to set the face. I went into Sephora and got the one size until dawn. I got the baby version because she's a little expensive. So I got the smaller version to try before I commit to the bigger one. I know, and I feel like I already knew I was gonna be impressed. For now, I've been using the dupe, which is the L'Oreal Infallible Spray. It does not smell as bad as the Infallible. Infallible literally smells like hairspray in your face. So you just gotta hold your breath, brace yourself, and get to spraying. For now, I'm going to do the Morphe. These are new. These just launched about a few weeks ago. This is their signature lip pencil. This one is in the shade Whipped. And ooh, she pigmented. I bought the e.l.f. ones that were like $2, and I feel like they were not as pigmented as I thought they would be. I did a video on that as well. And I just felt like there's some shades that you just can't tell I was wearing liner. I'm going to then use the Morphe Lip Filter Hydro Plump Soft Matte Lipstick. This is also new. And this is in the shade Honey. They just launched this like a few weeks ago as well with the lip liners. Took me a while to pick a shade. I wanted so many of them. It is this really pretty like brownish neutral color. So lip combo's looking good. I'm going to do the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, and this is in the shade Ice. So I'm just going to dab a little bit. The gloss was definitely the move. For lashes, I'm going to do Ardell Wispies 113. Yeah, these are the 113 Wispies, and I'm down to my last pair. But it's fine because I literally have a backup box of these because I use them pretty often. After COVID, I stopped doing my eyeshadow and eyelashes, and I just started doing it again. But yeah, it's like going back to step one, learning how to apply your lashes again, because I was struggling when I first put this on. I blame COVID, having to relearn how to put my lashes on. For glue, I'm using the Kiss Lash Adhesive. I'm just gonna let this dry for a little bit and just hope that I get this lash on the first try. Please. There's like no other way that I can explain how to put this lash other than what works for me. And what I do is when I apply it, I'm looking in the mirror and I look down. So I like lift my head a little bit when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, look down, or lift my head up but look down so that I can get better placement of the strip lash. And I focus on the outer corner of my eye and I let that sit and just adjust this guy out here first, and then I focus on the outer corner here before I lay in the inner corner. My eye is so big. I have really big eyes, so I never really have to adjust or cut down my lashes. If you do, I recommend you definitely do that before you apply, because if it's too long, you'll have to take them off and cut them down a little bit. Got it in the first try. Thank goodness. This is the most stressful part, I feel, about doing your makeup. The lash and the eyeliner. I don't know how people do it so flawlessly, so perfectly, because I feel like sometimes I'd be struggling. I'm keeping it real. I think that's why I skipped the eyeliner today, because part of me was like, girl, do you really want to stress yourself out over that? And who knows, maybe it would have came out perfect, but I'm picking my battles. When you're applying the glue, also going with a very light hand, squeezing a tiny bit, because sometimes that glue has a mind of its own and you get like big blobs of just glue and it gets all over your freaking lash, because that's happened to me too. Take a moment, get a sip of water. We learn together, you guys. We learn together. There will be disasters, but it's totally fine. All right, here we go. I feel like the hairs, you see that? The hairs on this side lay so weird. I'm like pushing them down a little bit to get them out of the freaking way. I'm struggling a little bit on this side, but it's okay, guys. Just be super patient when you're laying down your lashes. I'm telling you, I learned the hard way. I got it on. See, you're already getting better. Already getting better. No, because for real, the last time I had to take my lashes out like 3 times before I actually got it on. 3 freaking times. Okay, I feel good. I'm just gonna go in with mascara again and just apply a little bit underneath to just blend my lashes in with the falsies. Let the hair now do its thing. Look at the difference when I have it like behind my ear and then I'm like, all right, now you can be in my face. All right, you guys, and that is it for today's look. What do you guys think? I think it's perfect for fall. I'm loving the eyes, loving the lip. We tried a lot of new product today. The foundation was definitely, so far, it's feeling really good. Tried a couple new products. We attempted to put in lashes. I was really bracing myself, but we did it, y'all. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.